everyone, welcome to my channel, The Baking Diva. This video has been a long time in coming. Many of you know my dear friend Barbara Timmerman from the channel Take Control Beauty. And quite a while back, it was over a year ago, I started a GoFundMe for her. And before I get on with this video, she wanted me to make sure that I thank you all for that GoFundMe, for everyone that donated whatever they could. And if they couldn't donate, the cards they sent and the prayers and just everything meant so much to her. But you'll see as I give you this health update on her, how much that GoFundMe really did help. Barb wanted to do this update herself, but to be honest, right now she's going through so much that she said she's kind of lost her mojo. So I think you'll all understand that. Barb is one of the strongest ladies I know, but you know, you can only take so much and you get hit left and right with all these things, and after a while it's tough. And we started the GoFundMe because Barb was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. And she went through her chemo and everything she had to go through, all her medications and her radiations. And she did give everybody a few updates along the way, as did I. So if you're interested, you can go back on my channel and see updates I gave on her over the past year and a half, and how we talked about the GoFundMe. That's for new people that are here that aren't familiar with Barb. But most of you, I'm sure if you clicked on my channel, you know Barb very well and you wanted to find out how she was doing. Well, Barb and I chat quite a bit. She chats with me when she can because she's really not feeling well at all. And she's got a lot going on at her house. My husband, most of you know, passed away on April 8th after we were married for 56 years, and I'm still having a tough time with that and grieving the loss of him. So Barb and I kind of get together when we can, and she'll fill me in on what's going on with her and vice versa. She's really a very good friend. And like I said, she's a tough cookie. But when I tell you a little bit about what she's going through, I think you'll understand. So I'm not going to go way back because it's just too much to remember. But suffice to say, Barb has been going through a lot. I mean, after her radiation, she's had terrible back pain. And, the doctors feel that's from the radiation, It's just what happens sometimes. It's the aftermath of it, because she had the radiation on her bones because the cancer had metastasized to her spine and to her bones and her lymph nodes. So I'm going to just back up for a minute. I think it was maybe in September. Barb's husband, Denny, he's had a lot of issues himself, and he was having a lot of trouble with his back. So he had a lot of tests, etc., and he did have to have back surgery. And, it's kind of hard for a spouse to take care of another spouse when they're both not well. But they got through it and they did the best they could. Denny's back surgery went well. But if I remember correctly, I think he had some issues. And don't hold me to this, but I'm pretty sure he had to go back and have some tweaking done and have a little bit more surgery done on his back. But he's doing better, but nothing is 100%, and he still has issues. But moving on from Denny's back surgery, then Barb and I caught up and she said, "I don't believe this, Denny has COVID." And I said, "Are you kidding me? It's like every other day there was something else going on." So she was worried about him because he almost died from COVID many years ago when he was in the hospital on the respirator, and COVID had just hit everyone. And so she was very worried about Denny, but he pulled through the COVID all right, and she kept saying, I'm so sick that I hope I don't get it. Because they don't go out a lot of places, when they're able, they'll go to the store, they'll visit their daughter, they'll take the grandchildren to school or pick them up, but they're not out a lot around a lot of people. So she said, but we're together all the time. So she said, I just hope I don't get it. Well, you know what I'm going to say next. Barb came down with COVID. And Barb had lost so much weight, and she's so weak that it's very hard to fight viruses like this when your body is in that condition. So she was pretty sick with COVID, and I know she was in the ER. She spent the entire day in the ER, and it was not good. Now, shortly after that, it was Barb's appointment to go to have all her tests done. Her CAT scans, her MRIs, and her X-rays to see where she was at. And she was apprehensive about that because it's scary and you never know what they're going to show. Well, she contacted me. She was so relieved. In fact, she said to me she hadn't had any good news in a long time. And they told her that everything looked good and there were no new lesions, which was excellent. And everything looked stagnant at the moment. So they were saying she was in remission. And she said, this is the first time they actually told me I was in remission. So she was happy. She was like, I don't know how long remission lasts or anything, but I'll take it. I'll take it. She asked him at the time if she should have a PET scan, and he said that wasn't necessary at that time. Now, she did explain to him she's still in a lot of pain in her back, but he said it could possibly go away in time, or she's just going to have to take pain medication for it. I mean, there's not much else you can do. I remember when my husband had to go through radiation. You end up sometimes with the residuals after the radiation is over. So Barb at that point was excited, and she wanted to do a video telling everybody how happy she was that she was in remission. But she just was not feeling good, and she just kept saying over and over, I can't get my mojo up. I just can't do it. And I said, Barb, that's understandable. Don't worry about it. Your health has to come first. Now, her son, Greg, and his wife, they live in Arizona. So I know they were able to come down and visit when it was Denny and Barb's anniversary. I think it was their 50th wedding anniversary. And Barb was so excited that they were coming to visit, but she was so sick. So it wasn't a very fun visit. But she was glad that they were able to come down. And because she was so sick, they were able to help Denny do some things, to take the pressure off of him helping Barb. Well, it was sometime, I think in November. I hadn't heard from Barb in a little while, and I know enough now that if I don't hear from her and enough days go by, something's wrong. So I did call her daughter, and her daughter said to me, she's back in the hospital again. I said, oh, you're kidding me. Apparently, she got, I think, a UTI, but she was so weak that they had to give her a blood transfusion in the hospital. And those blood transfusions take about 5 or 6 hours. And she said this was the worst UTI that she ever had. And at that point, her son and daughter-in-law had come back for a second visit, and she was so glad that they were in town to help them out. She said the UTI bummed her out so bad. And that was at that point that she said to me, if you want to do an update on me, because so many people have contacted her or sent her emails wanting to know how she's doing, And she's just not up to doing that right now. Now, we're coming up to a part that really is unfortunate. Barb has been having a lot of problem with her jaw. And one of the medications she was on for her cancer treatment was called Zometa. Well, what happened is they gave her the Zometa to help her with her cancer, and what it did is it destroyed her jaw. So they give you the medicine to help one thing, and it hurts another. So she went to the oral surgeon for her jaw. This was recently. And she said it was just one bad option after another. She said even now, she's so down that she could hardly even talk about it. Said the bills are coming in like crazy for both her and her husband, and that's why she keeps reiterating the fact that she is so thankful for that GoFundMe. It really helped. Because if they had all that debt to pay on top of what's coming in now, it would not be a good story. So she said, and I have a note here because I don't want to say the wrong thing, but she said that she started feeling very weak and lethargic, and she was vomiting and she was nauseous. So she went to the oncologist, and her blood levels were so low that that's when they wanted to do a blood transfusion stat. So she said it did take 6 hours. I might have had that backwards, but she had to have the blood transfusion. It took 6 hours, and she felt a little bit better, but she said it certainly wasn't like dancing on the table, that's for sure. And that's when her son came back from Arizona, and she said they were a blessing. They helped them so much. She said she couldn't do anything. There's a lot more that I can tell you, but I'm just going to try to explain to you where she's at now. So when she was at the oral surgeon, like I said, they just gave her one bad option after the other. I mean, how does that make you feel? And she said they were talking about a jawbone implant. I can't even imagine that. But she said it's a very rough option because of her bone cancer. So when you're talking about doing an implant on your jawbone and you have bone cancer that was caused from this medication you were on, she said they told her another option would be to wait 3 months and then reevaluate the situation. She said she chose that. She chose to wait the 3 months, and it would give her time to see how she was feeling and thinking about all of this. You know, Barb's a tough cookie, like I said earlier, and she said it's been an awful struggle, but she's trying not to let it get her down and to ruin her days. They also are not sure, because of her bone cancer, if she even is a candidate for the jaw replacement. They're not sure. So that's why they have an appointment set up in December. She said she thinks the jaw replacement might be considered plastic surgery, but she's not sure if her insurance is even going to cover it or not, or if she's even able to have it done. She said she is a big mess. Her back still hurts her a lot. She's got this whole jaw problem. It's just one thing after another. And she said she's trying to be positive and not let it get her down, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And I don't think I have to tell you, when you're in pain, there's like nothing worse than pain. It's awful. When you have that kind of pain that you have to endure every day and it just never goes away, really brings you down. So the last she told me was it's in God's hands now, and she has the wonderful support of her family. I mean, Denny is wonderful. You know, he has his own health issues, but he's there for her, for all her needs. When her son and her daughter-in-law came down. They were so attentive to her every need, and she really appreciated that too. Her grandkids have been wonderful. You know Hayden and Bella. She's had them on her channel once in a while. And she said her daughter, Gina, is truly her best friend. She said Gina walks beside her every step of the way as much as she can, and she doesn't know what she would do without her. She did say she was a little upset with the doctor she met with, because she said he's very intelligent and he knows his job, but he was kind of a Debbie Downer kind of doctor. Sometimes you need a doctor who's serious, doesn't just give you one bad option after the other and then leave it at that. So I guess where she's at now, she has to wait for her appointment in December sometime, and she'll see if she's even a candidate for this. But I know she's very concerned, as would any of us be. So she wanted me to give you all a health update on her. I filled you in with what I could. Trust me, there's been more in between, but this is basically the problem she's been dealing with now. And I get very nervous when I can't reach her and then I find out she's in the hospital again. So once again, she wanted me to thank you all who contributed to her GoFundMe. It meant so much to her. She received cards and gifts and messages, and it really helped her pull through all of this, and she's going through a lot. So anyway, as the weeks go by, if Barb has any more new news and she wants me to pass it on to you, I'll be happy to do so. Don't be upset if you're not hearing from her, because she just doesn't have the strength. And she's not well enough to get up there and do a video. And like she said, I still have a couple of wig videos I wanted to do. You know Barb, she goes, I just can't do them right now. I said, Barb, it's fine. Don't even worry about it. And I know how she feels in a different way. With my husband passing away, I'm going through a tough time with the holidays. And I didn't even know if I could do any other videos. But I'm trucking along and doing the best I can, because I have found that the busier I keep myself, the better off it is for me. If I do not keep myself busy, it's just worse for me. And I am attending a bereavement groups now, and I may even do a video on surviving the holidays after the passing of a loved one, because I went to a little group meeting on that, and it was very helpful. So anyway, Thanksgiving is right around the corner. So if I don't see you or hear from you, I want to wish you all a very blessed and happy Thanksgiving. I've thought about it myself, and I said, we might be pretty down right now. There's some people that don't look forward to the holidays. They're either alone or, they've lost a loved one. They don't have a lot of friends and families. And it's a bittersweet holiday for them. But I think if we really try hard enough, we can always find something, some little thing that we have to be thankful for. So I'll be spending Thanksgiving with my family at my daughter's house. And yes, it's going to be hard with that empty chair at the end of the table. But we're going to laugh, and we're going to cry, and we're going to remember him, and we're going to do the best we can. So anyway, thanks for listening. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe and the little bell there. It doesn't cost you anything. And this way, if I do put up other videos, you just get a little notification and you won't miss them. So anyway, I love you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Barb sends her love, as well as Denny. And like I said, she's a fighter. She's tough. So what she's going through. I know a lot of people wouldn't be able to go through it, but she's got a very positive mindset, and she's tough. So anyway, thank you for listening. I did the best I could. I hope it was okay, Barb. Hi, Denny. Hi, Barb. I hope it was good enough. I tried to let everyone know what I could. And like I say, if there's any new news, I'll be back and I'll let you know. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. See you soon. Toodles!